Hey guys, what is up? It is Dalton here, and welcome to Video Game Finds number 45. And this week we got a pretty good amount of stuff. A couple of things off eBay and a bunch of local stuff. So without further ado, let's get started with it here. First thing I'm going to show you guys is a couple of games that I got off eBay, and they are PS3 games. And these games were, two of them were bundled together because we kind of needed one of them to complete a series, but the other two that we got, we really want to play, so I'll go ahead and show you those. Two of them came from one lot and one came by itself, but I'll go ahead and show them. The first one here is Fallout 3, and guys, if you have not played this, I definitely recommend it. Me and Tyler, my brother, have been playing this for, the past week already, and we enjoy it. Every second of it. It's an amazing game, great graphics, great scenery, great scenarios, everything. It's awesome. So definitely recommend this one. But this came with, these were two separate auctions but from the same guy, came with Resistance, Fall of Man. And both these games are complete with their manuals and everything. And I ended up paying about $10 and like 17 cents, I think, after shipping for the two of them, which is easily what Fallout 3 goes for by itself. But I'm not really comparing it to price right now because this is such an amazing game that I just had to find it to play it. And everywhere we went locally, we could not find it. It was insane. So, you got to resort to eBay if, all else fails. So we finally found a copy of it, and we're really excited for that. So now we have a copy of Fallout 3 and everything especially. So very cool. And the other game we got off eBay, which is another great game, we did pick up one locally at our local Mr. Money pawn shop, and but this is a complete upgrade, and that is Fallout New Vegas. And this actually has the insert for it. It's not my personal created one, and has the manual. Manual's a little beat up, but it's okay. But it's also got the card in there. The disc is in beautiful shape. Everything. So we'll just completely upgrade this one and sell the other one that we have. I'll probably just sell it disc only. I'm not going to sell it with my case or anything on it because that's just kind of weird. But anyway, so now we have both Fallouts on PS3. So very, very cool. So very excited for that. Next, I guess I'll go ahead and show this. Another eBay find. This was supposed to show up like a while ago, but I think the shipping's being slow around this time of year because it's, Christmas and everything. But I ended up paying $82 for this after shipping. I had a $50 gift card left over for eBay from my birthday, so I decided to use that on this towards it. And this is very cool. It's definitely going to stay in the collection. That's why I purchased it mainly. But right here is another boxed NES action set. Now, I have two of these already, but this is the third and final variant of the action set series. They made the same set, but they changed the box layout 3 times. They have the gray gun version, which is the very first edition. Then they have the orange gun set, and then they have this one where it's a more updated version of the design and everything. So very cool. This is almost 100% complete. The only thing it did not have was a Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt cartridge. But I have plenty of those, so I'll just toss that in here. And otherwise, this is 100% complete. If you guys want to check, I have a video. I'll post a little link down in the description below, or you can check down here in the corner. I will have a video for the unboxing of this if you guys want to check that out. These are really cool to, just see what all it came with back in the 80s and all that. So, so stay tuned for that. I'll try to get that out today as well if I can. So, anyway, so there's the action set. Very, very cool. Alright, now, I think the rest of this stuff is local. And, yep, all this is local stuff. So I'll go ahead and start with this Craigslist stuff. And usually it's been really hard to find anything good off Craigslist recently, but I'm really happy that I came across this guy because he was very negotiable, he was really helpful, he was really nice, and I happened to meet him up at a local Goodwill. So it was very cool, but I ended up picking up 2 NES games off him and an N64 game. One of the NES games I already have, but I'll sell it off. But all 3 of these games were only $20, and it's really good because these games are pretty cool. I'll go ahead and show the 64 game first, but the 64 game is Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. This is about a $10 game, and he threw it in for $5, so there's that. Very cool. And then we have a copy of Super Dodgeball. And that one's in pretty good shape. It's got some sun fading on the top, but for now this is a copy of the game that I, could keep in the collection and I could upgrade later. So there's that. And the last one I do have is a really destroyed, beat-up copy of Super Mario Bros. 3. As you can see, it has like all that, like, I don't know what that is, if it's like coffee stains or what, but it also has a really big hole in the top. It works really well, so I'm really happy for that. But these were originally going to be $15 for the 2 NES games, which is still a really good deal. But since he said, you know, I'll just throw in Star Wars Shadow of the Empire for another $5, so I just gave him a $20 bill, and I got the 3 games off of them. So very cool, and they all work nicely, so that's awesome. Next, that same day, I walked into the Goodwill after I talked to him out in the parking lot. I walked in, I had a half-off ticket from the previous Saturday half-off sale, and I walked in, and I found a slim PS2 console here, and it's the latest edition slim PS2. By means is like this has the sleek, smooth side, and then the the more rough side. It's kind of like the design of the PS4, if you will. So that's very, very cool. And another thing that I found really interesting is that they took away the power brick insert, and now you can just use a regular power cord again. So I thought that was really interesting how they designed the PS2 Slim, like late version. So now I have this. I'm going to be hanging on to it because I don't have this style of it yet. So there's that. It came with the console, the original controller, and the power and AV cords in the original bag. And it also came with an extra set of AV cables here. So I'm going to be keeping the console and everything. And the console, after my ticket half-off coupon, it was $5. It was going to be like $4.80 something or whatever after tax, but then they asked for the roundup for their charities and stuff, and I did that. So yeah, I think it was originally like $9.99 or something like that. I don't know how the discount applied, but it ended up being exactly $5 after the charity discount or the donation. So very, very cool. I'm really happy that I found that there, especially because it's really hard to find that version of the PS2 Slim. So very, very cool. Alright, next I went to my local ARC after that Goodwill trip, and this was all on Monday, I believe, and that was like the only time during the week I could really go because it was Tuesday, because I had to take my textbooks back to my school so I could sell them back. So that PS2, the Craigslist deal, and then this stuff from ARC was all on Tuesday, and then the rest of the stuff will be from yesterday on Saturday. But anyways, this stuff came from ARC, and it was very cool because I had not seen this much game stuff at their place in a long time, like all at once. So anyways, the first thing I found here was a satin silver PS2 controller here, official brand, but it does not work at all, so it's going to have to go onto the controller wall. But anyway, I thought it's still a pretty cool color to have around. But yeah, it does have has a rattle in it, and I didn't really realize that till after I purchased it. But it's still pretty cool to hang up and everything, so I'm not too worried. But it wasn't that expensive. After I added it all up, it seems like it was really cheap. But I'll tell you what I paid after I show you all of it. But then after that, I found an N64 AV cable here, official Nintendo brand. And then I found a bag of Wii cords. It's got the power cord, AV cord, and the sensor bar inside this bag. And it also had this stuck inside, which is a GameCube AV cord, official Nintendo brand. So that was tossed in there, and the whole bag was $2.99. So there's that, and then this AV cord here was only 99 cents. But what I added up was that the sensor bar was $2, the power cord for the Wii was $2, and then the cords were $1 each, and then that made like the PS2 controller like 50 cents. It was like $7.50 after donations and stuff. So not bad at all. So 50 cents I can consider for the broken PS2 controller. That's not a bad deal at all. So very, very cool. So that is all of Tuesday's stuff. Now this is all from yesterday, Saturday. And Tyler did go with me, but he is watching the dog right now, so he's until we get better with him being around on his own, Tyler or somebody in the family is going to have to keep an eye on him a little bit just so he doesn't chew on things and all that. But anyways, so Tyler would have been with me, but he found some pretty cool stuff, but I'll go ahead and explain what he found for me. So anyways, first off here, we went to local Goodwill first thing in the morning. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning when they opened. And the first thing we saw in there was a Nintendo 64 console. No controller, but it has both official cords. And for once, a lucky find, it came with the expansion pack in it, which is a great bonus when you have an N64. So, this was going to be originally $19.99, but it was price negotiation day, which I had never heard of from a Goodwill before. But it was a local all Goodwill thing, and if the item was $10 or more, you could ask a cashier when you go to checkout for one item only per customer per day, what, you could do a price negotiation. And I asked if they'd do $12, since I gave them a good reason, since there was no controller, and, I didn't know if it fully worked or not. And so they said, sure, why not? So $12 for an N64 with the both cords and the expansion pack is an amazing deal. So there's that. And then also we found for $5, I know it's a little expensive, but since it's in such nice shape and it's a pretty hard to find color, we found a clear smoke, charcoal smoke PS2 controller here. The what color is this? This is called the, I'm looking at my PS3 one because it's the same color. What is that? I can't tell. Oh, it's a slate gray. That's what they call it. They call it slate gray. So, I don't know. I just like to call it clear smoke, just like the N64 ones, because it's that same color. But, anyway, yeah, so $5. It works beautifully. It looks brand new almost. I mean, played maybe a few times. But other than that, very cool to add to the collection. So definitely hanging on to that color of the controller. So, very cool. So next, we went to our local flea markets. And I first found this. This was in like a bunch of DVD movies. And, it was pretty cool because it's the only GameCube game they had, and I thought it was amazing how it happened to be this game. But it was a previous rental, and it was really, really scratched, so I had to take it to Games Ahoy and get it resurfaced on our way home, which was only $3. But the game was originally $5, so right now I have $8 total into this game. It is missing the manual. It doesn't have the original case because it was a rental, but that is a very good copy otherwise of Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube. And the disc is in here now, complete, or not complete, excuse me, it's missing the manual and everything, like I said, but the disc does have some numbers on it, like it was, because it was a rental and everything, but the disc was in very bad shape. There was no way it was going to play without being resurfaced, but now, looks beautiful, and it plays very nicely, so very cool. So yeah, $5 plus the $3 for fixing it, so $8, so I could probably sell this between $30, $35 the way it is. Just because, people are buying them at $40 easily all day long for the complete ones and stuff. But if someone wants to play it, they'll easily pay, $30, $35. So, very, very cool that I found that. So that's awesome. And then this is what Tyler found for me. Never in a million years would I ever think of finding, or he finding, something like this. I do not, collect old stuff very often, but when I come across it and it's an amazing deal, I will pick it up, because why not? I mean, who else is going to say they can have one of these like this? I mean, not very many people, and I'll go ahead and show you this. This happens to be a Sears Telegames Super Pong in the original box here, guys. This is very, very, very cool. I just cannot believe that this was at the flea market. This was going to be $21, but the whole stall was having a 30% off sale for Christmas, and this ended up being about $15. And it's complete 100% in the original box. I'm not going to make a video on this one just because there's not a whole lot to it at all. But it's got the original manual, and the patent date on this piece of hardware is from 1976, which is an amazing, amazing deal. That's just really cool how old this is, and for it to have the original box, but it's got the original styrofoam in there. Let me see if I can kind of hold it up so you guys can see it. But it's got the original styrofoam in there, it's got the original components, everything. But I have no way of testing it just because it is super duper old, and you kind of have to have one of those really old, analog TVs for it to work, because it takes like the little screw-in jack and everything. It's really, really odd. But otherwise, I would assume it looks like it'd probably work just because of how nice the people that had it before kept it, and the box is originally here and all that stuff. So, but very, very cool. $15 for this, you cannot beat that at all. So this usually goes for, I looked up, there was only a couple on eBay that were sold complete. They went from anywhere from like $40 to $50. So that's about what I'm going to say this is about worth. But because it's, it is beat up a lot, but I mean, it's still here. From 1976, heck man, it's almost 40 years old. So, I mean, that's just really cool. So, very cool that we found that, and I'm just excited because that's just awesome. You don't see stuff like that every day, especially. So, very cool. And the last two things we found up at our Goodwill were two PS1 games. One of them I don't have, one of them I'll sell because it's, really popular and everything. The first one here is Test Drive 6. In very nice shape. The disc is like brand new. I don't happen to have this one, so I'll hang on to this one. That was $2. And the other one here, and this is hilarious because I picked up two with Tyler last weekend, but we found another one, and that is Spyro the Dragon, Greatest Hits version. And I sold my other two. I sold one for $23, the Greatest Hits version, and the Black Label one went for $24. I just, I just tried to see what, people would do, and they sold instantly, and I could not believe it, because that's a really expensive price for this game. I just tried it just to see what would happen, and I think especially since it's Christmas time, people are trying to buy stuff, and so I'm going to try and list this one the same way just to see, and if it sells really quick, then I know that's a pretty good price around Christmas time for this game. But three of these in 1 week is an amazing thing. I could not believe how many we found of this game, especially in just 1 week. So, but yeah, it's in very good shape, and it was $2. So I mean, I could sell this one off, and it'll be really cool to see that one go as well. So. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you liked it. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, telling with your friends and everything. It really helps us out. I appreciate you guys always coming back every week to check out what's new, what's going on, it's really cool. I like to, get this stuff and show you guys. I love collecting it, it's really cool. So, especially for, finding old stuff like that Pong set and everything, that's just amazing. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Happy gaming as always, and I will see you next time, guys. Take care. See you later.